Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another video for this Create a Club mod tutorial series. My name is Satan Ochoa, and I am the host of the Down in the Valley podcast, and of course, the Down in the Valley gaming channel. But let's do this real quick. I know a lot of people have been asking me on the comments, and of course, on the FIFA editor tool Discord. They've been asking about how can I import a custom kit into my Create a Club team, because a lot of people, maybe they're not 100% happy that the limited choices when it comes to the kit templates that are available when you create a club. Maybe you have a specific team that you want to import into the game. And with this new career mode where it'll create your own team, well, you don't have to go in and create, a roster from scratch. Sure, it's not going to be the true team or the two players in the roster, but I mean, it beats having to create everything from scratch when it comes to the roster, right? So you want to import some kits into the game, or you want to recreate, a fantasy team that you've ever had, whatever. The point is, you want to import these kits into the game with sponsors, with customization, whatever. I don't know, whatever is your reason to want to import it, you've come to the right place in order to learn how to do it. So there are a couple of things that I am going to assume that you already know. And if you don't know this, I will be linking some links in the description specifically about how to import kit textures into FIFA editor tool. I know there's the FIFA Kit Creator online web application that is really popular right now, and I'm really enjoying that application as well, to create a custom kits, be able to visualize them, be able to create mini kit textures as well, and of course, the modifying of the database table that deals with team kits that you can import into the game, so all of the changes take place. But I'm going to assume that you won't know all of that, and like I said, there's a lot of good tutorials out there, so in case you don't know, you're able to reference those before moving on. So as you can see right here, this is my fantasy RGVFC home kit that I specifically created for my career mode, or my potential career mode that I want to do by myself. And in my career mode, I wanted the team to be in MLS, so I added the MLS patches. And now you can do something similar, like I said, in FIFA Kit Creator. When you download the kits from FIFA Kit Creator, it'll download everything you need, all the textures you need. Obviously your color file, your COA file, your normal file, and of course your TAA file for your shirt, your shorts, and of course your socks. So you'll get everything that you need in order to import. The only things I will let you know is that if you are going to be placing the team's crest on the actual kit texture, you are going to want to have to import a blank 256 by 256 texture into brand jersey, brand shorts, crest, and crest shorts. So that way you don't have duplicate or conflicting team crests or brands within your jersey or your uniform in general. So I'm going to assume that you have imported all of the textures into your file. Or let me take that back. You're gonna want to import them, right? But you need a team ID to import those files to. And I recommend going with a team that is in rest of world, and preferably a team from rest of world that is not in any European club competition, whether it's Champions League, Europa League, etc., 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 right? So I recommend using Kaiser Chiefs, whose team ID is 110929, as you can see right there. That is the team ID I used. I imported all of my textures for the home kit, for the away kit as well. and I'll go ahead and show you. Here's my away kits that I created. And of course, the goalkeeper kit that you can import as well. Let's say you also wanted them to have a custom goalkeeper kit, and I'll show you how you're able to be able to use them in the game. So after you import all of the textures into the game, you're going to want to have to access your squad file, so that way you can make the changes to the team kits table to change the color type, to change the number type, the short style, the number and name color, etc, etc, etc. All those details you have to change in the squad file. And as mentioned, there are some tutorials out there in YouTube. You can also, ask some questions in the FIFA editor tool official Discord server. Now, how are you gonna see these kits reflected in game into your custom career mode? So first of all, you're going to, if you have a custom career mode already, you can, as long as you have a career mode file already created, you can go ahead and make the changes. If you don't have a career mode yet, you need to create it first, and don't expect your kits to be displayed automatically, because that's not how it works. You need to create the file, and I'll go ahead and show you right now. You need to create the file before you can make the necessary changes to the database and be able to see it in the game. So we'll be right back, and let's make our way over to the RDBM22 application. Okay, so in order to access your career mode file, you're gonna have to, obviously you're gonna press the little open icon, which is the open folder icon in Revolution Database Master 22. And then when this dialog box appears, you're gonna go down here to this selection box, and you're gonna choose career files. On there, you're going to choose whatever career mode that you want for your kits to be created, right? But in your case, you're probably not gonna have a career mode file created just yet. So this is how you're going to do, you're going to create one. Okay, so now we find ourselves inside of the game. And so what you're going to do, you're gonna go into the play menu. You're going to create a new career, and always use current squads. Don't download the latest, don't use the initial squads, because that is going to revert back to default squads, and you don't want to do that. In fact, what you need to do first, you know how, remember I mentioned that you need to make some changes to your squad file before you go and create your career mode? You need to load it first. You need to load the latest. In this case, it would be the squads 2 file. So be sure to have that file loaded before you create your career mode. So now we go create our new career mode. And so then what you're gonna do, like I said, use current squads. You can choose player or manager, doesn't really matter. I use manager, right? In this specific scenario. I'm not gonna go over the creation of your manager or the details, but here you obviously want to create your own club, and you will add all the pertinent information about your club, your name, obviously your nickname, your short name, and the abbreviation that will come out in the scoreboard. So, all right. So you want to replace the team. In this case, I want the RGVSC Toros to be playing in MLS, and I want to replace Real Salt Lake with it. Select a rival. Obviously, the easy choice is the Houston Dynamo. Okay, now this is at the part where you can create your own kits. Now, when I first started messing around with this, I made the mistake of not making changes to the kit colors. But it turns out it's actually important, at least the home kit, to have the actual colors of your team. Why? Because based on the primary kit colors, It is going to color the cards. So like, you know how when you come up into the stadium for a game, you know that sometimes like the crowd is holding out little cards that create kind of like a banner or something like that. So it uses the colors from your home kit in order to color it. It also affects your pregame warm-up uniforms, the stands where the little flamethrowers are at as well. All of that is colored using the home kit colors, primary and secondary. So what you need to do, you don't need to actually change the template that you're going to use. All you need to do is just change the color of your uniform to the one that is pertinent to your team colors. In this case, for the Toros, it's a primary of blue, secondary white, and a tertiary color of orange. And you don't really need to change the name and number at all either. Anyway, so you should be good to go with that, of course. And then you don't need to do anything, as far as I'm concerned, you don't need to make any changes to the away kit. So you're good with that. You grab your crest. Remember last video, I showed you how to import your custom crests into the game so they would appear here in the selection for your create a club mode. Well, this is where it comes out. As you can see, I am showing you all of the crests all the way to Tacoma Defiance of the USL Western Conference. We want to grab the Toros crest because that's the team that we're going to be using for now in this particular example, right? So we selected. You can make changes to your stadium, but I'm not going to show you all of that for now. You can make changes to how good or how horrible you want this team to be built. You want their age, your transfer budget, and of course the expectations, but that has nothing to do with this particular tutorial, right? So there's some settings there that you can go in and make some changes, and then you advance in order to confirm, and you will save your career manager progress. You can by clicking on create new career on there, it'll create a new career mode file for you. Now, don't expect, like I said, don't expect your kit to be shown right here in this cutscene. There is no feasible way, to be honest, that I know that you can make your changes before this cutscene appears. So you're pretty much out of luck with that, right? And so now what needs to be done is we'll have to go back to RDBM 22 and make the changes to this career mode file. So let's head over there. Okay, so now we're back here in Revolution Database Master 22, and it's going to be similar, something similar like I mentioned yesterday, or just a little while ago. In this tutorial, you'll click on the open icon. You'll change it here to career mode files, and you're going to want to grab the latest or your only career mode file save that you have available. Make sure you don't grab the ones that end in A. Those are the auto save ones. You want to grab the ones that don't end with an A, which is the actual career mode file that you want to make changes to. So you open that particular file in RDBM 22. And then it's going to show you, just like any other database, it'll show you all of the different tables that are associated with this particular database. In this example, the career database. And the table that we need to look at and we're going to need to modify is going to be the kit remapping table. So I'm just going to give you a quick glance about what all of these values mean. Okay. So the first column is custom crest asset ID. That just basically is the asset ID for the crest that you selected to be your team crest. So in this case, we had chosen the one with ID 990-10104, which is the Toros crest, right? From team kit type tech ID, basically is this going to be for your custom club's home, away, or goalkeeper kit? This pretty much, I think it's kind of counterintuitive because this basically means like it's going to be two. You're putting the kit files to this particular kit type ID, not from like it usually is. But I mean, that is EA logic. I can't argue with that, right? So you don't have to make any changes on here because you want to keep it as the home, away, and goalkeeper kit. The from team tech ID, basically this is the team ID of your create a club custom team. You don't have to worry about from year. Now, this is where you start making your first changes. This is the is custom column. Basically, this flag tells it, okay, this is a custom template that we want to recolor. Basically, if you look at those texture files, it has 3 different colors: red, green, and blue. Basically, I think red is the primary color, blue is green is the secondary color, and the blue is the tertiary color. So it is going to color it in whatever colors you had chosen when you created the club, right? But when we're importing these kits, we're not importing templates. We are actually importing true color textures for this kit. So in order to avoid getting those kits kind of over painted with the colors that you chose, you need to set these values over to 0. Now, I do recommend, obviously, that whenever you make a change into any individual cell, you click out of it or you tab out of it, and that'll tell the software that you made a change, and so it'll save it whenever you save the whole file. Otherwise, it's not going to register that you made a change, and it won't save it into the file, and so you won't see those changes reflected when you load it into the game, right? So this is where you need to make more changes. So this is supposed to be to team kit type tech ID, right? So the original file or the original values are 0, 0, and 2. Why? Because these are 2 different tech IDs. 7509 is the ID asset ID for the Adidas template for the home kit. 7510 is the template ID for the one that is used in the away kit, right? So that's why they're both home. Normally, it should either be 0 or 1. So this in 2 team kit type tech ID, we are going to be putting in, first one's going to stay the same. It's going to be the home kit. The second one will be the away. If you put your away kit textures into the away kit asset container for the team that you want to replace the textures and import for your custom career mode club. So you'll change this to a 1. The 2 will stay the same because this is going to be for your goalkeeper kit. Now, 2 team tech ID, this is where you will be importing the team ID number that you imported your textures to. In this case, we're using 110929, and we will change all 3 numbers to 110929. Why? Because the home, the away, and the goalkeeper kit have custom assets that we want to use for our create a club custom team. After we make all those changes, go ahead and click on the floppy disk icon in order to save that. I feel old knowing what a real floppy disk looks like. Not gonna lie, right? So we let it save, and so once it saves, we're gonna make our way ourselves back to FIFA 22. Okay, so now we find ourselves back in FIFA 22. So what we're gonna be doing, now that we saved our career mode file, we're gonna be loading a saved career. Make sure, like I said, make sure you don't load the autosave progress. You wanna make sure you load the actual career manager progress or career player manager progress files. In this case, we are opening up career manager progress 6. And so what that'll do, that'll load the career mode file, and you can revert to your career mode. And of course, if you can see right there in this little news, now you will see that the coach, the manager, is holding your custom kit in his hands, and all the changes as well that you made with the numbers and the kit type. We want to confirm this as well, right? So we go into a game. So we're actually, no, wrong button right there. We want to quick sim the training, and then we want it to advance towards the next game. And so we go in here, press customize. By the way, before I forget, the mini kits, you have to import them as well. That will come in a future video. Show you how to create mini kits using the FIFA Kit Creator and how to import them into the game. But in order to see your kits, you go into customize, you'll go into change kit, and so you'll see all 3 kits that you have imported to your career mode. You've got the home kit, the away kit as well. So that's pretty much it for this video, this tutorial, how to import custom kits into your Create a Club custom team. If you guys have any questions, be sure to post them down there in the comments, or of course, be sure to join the Discord server for the FIFA editor tool, and you can ask any questions right there, and people will be pleased to answer. You can find me there as well, right? So you know who I am just by my name. But guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you all learned something, and be safe out there, and we'll see each other in the next video. Take care. So I mentioned the positive things about the Toros in these last 2 games, the change of mentality, the change in the fact that they are not settling for a draw, or they're not settling for just a 1-goal lead. They're continuing to push to extend that lead. They've improved the number of shots on target, but we go back to it. The biggest negative I've seen so far from this team, at the end of the day, sean peras o son manzanas, the defense need to limit these giveaways, these clear giveaways, especially right in front of goal.